What's up guys, in this video I'm going to show you the purpose of the sport button in your Abarth 595. It's the same I think in the 500, the 695, the White Posto, the Competizione, all of them, they've got this. That's the money shot right there, the sport button. So without it pressed, this isn't active, it doesn't do anything. The little gauge here doesn't do anything, so it's not distracting. It just sits there basically, like this weird thing on your dash. You'll also notice over here in the dash, everything is very nice and calm. You can click through, you've got your like your mileage, your MPG. Who wants to know about MPG in an Abarth, seriously? Your fuel consumption, travel. Also, that's your TPMS, I think it is, so you can make sure you haven't got any punctures, navigation off, and then back to your range again. So the wife likes this setting. It's a very nice, sensible setting. And again, nothing on there. Now, if you press the sport button, which is the first thing you should do when you get in your Abarth, if you haven't already done it, if you pressed it and you turn the car off, when you turn it back on, sport is still activated. It should always be in sport in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Once you've pressed it, you get a big sport word appear to remind you that you are now in sport mode. This also activates this little dial up here, it wakes it up. So when you're ragging the car, you'll notice that this starts to spin around here and it shows you the turbo boost, the level of boost in your turbo bar. So it's quite cool. It's a little bit distracting, but yeah, it's a bit good. And then here you'll notice it's now gone from that little sensible thing that we showed a minute ago into this wicked little G meter, so you can go hooning into bends and braking and accelerating, and you'll get this little ball in the middle that will bounce around showing you your best efforts. If you click through, you still get all your other stuff like your average MPGs, your trips, and also make sure you haven't got any punctures, navigation, and then back to the important one, the G meter. So when you've activated your sport button, obviously it's all very good having all these fancy bits in here, but what does it do to the car? Well, it changes the characteristics of how the car drives. It definitely improves it. First thing it does, it sharpens up the throttle response. So you'll notice when you put your foot down, this is the automatic one, when you put your foot down, it picks up a lot quicker. Just seems to be a lot more reactive to your inputs. So it's definitely a huge difference. Obviously, if you've got the sport button off, it's not as kind of sharp. It's just, you know, when you're driving around town, I find that having the sport off if you're on a motorway is fine, because you don't need the sport on unless you're just, you know, trying to cut people up and get in and out of spots and stuff. When you're on a motorway, sport off and it just cruises nice and calmly. And then on the A road to B roads, definitely sport on. The other thing it does, it sharpens up, sharpens up, it gives more weight to the steering. So it just makes it feel more sporty, and I prefer it. It's a heavier steering with the sport button on. Sport button deactivated, again, the steering becomes very light. It's very easy to drive around town, and you know, it's just no effort involved. But me being me, I've always got the sport button on. That's just how I like it, apart from the odd occasion when I'm on a motorway and I remember I don't need it on. Obviously it uses more fuel with the sport button on, but again, you know, it's just a 1.4 turbocharged engine. It like uses nothing. Yeah, it literally just, I hardly remember when I fill this thing up, it uses that little fuel. So yeah, I mean, they're the main benefits of the sport button. I don't think it does anything else. People saying it sharpens up the gears. It doesn't. Obviously this is the automatic, it doesn't do anything. With a manual, it can't sharpen up the gears. It just depends how good you are at changing gear. It literally is just weighted steering, and it sharpens up the throttle, and it gives you a very cool little display with a G meter and a very distracting turbo bar to look at whilst you're driving. So yeah, I hope that helps, and go and turn the sport button on right now. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, please subscribe, like, comment, all the usual. Thanks a lot. Cheers.